Me and my buddy Chad are here in West Virginia. We're going to check some trail cameras, put some new cards in, and dump some mineral and whatnot out here. We came down for the weekend, but we're going to get a crappy day because I think it's going to rain. But I come here as often as I can, and there's usually somebody here sometime. My neighbor or my kids don't live too far away, so they're here all the time too. So we're going to go, like I said, run up the hill. It's starting to rain. We want to get moving before it gets too slick because it gets pretty ugly with this old mule. Yeah, we're going through the gate right now. This is a pretty steep hill right here. We're going to run up this hill. Put this old girl in full-wheel drive, put her in low. Put your foot to it, and we pretty much stay after it. Just pretty steep, low incline right here. This is where Jebba hunts though, up in this area up here. We're gonna dump a little bit of mineral. We got a hunting hut up here, and this is always a pretty good hunting spot. So like I said, we're gonna dump a little mineral, dump some salt out, change the camera batteries, and do our little thing. We got 2 or 3 spots like this we're gonna go today and just get stuff up. Looks like I had a big oak tree come down across my path. This path runs over to a food plot over there, but I don't know. We're gonna have to get the mini up here, the excavator, and see what I can do with this. It looks like more than I want to deal with the chainsaw. So we're gonna take care of this, and we'll head to the next. Yeah, we're going to check another hunting spot up here. I got my buddy Chatty. He's driving this time. That way I could be the camera girl today. Get stuff done. This is one little meadow I just have up here. Once in a while I'll rip it up and plant soybean stuff from food plot. But it's just pretty peaceful, pretty calm. And then we have a cemetery over here where we got a little private cemetery right here on their place, and there's like, I don't know, maybe 40 or 50 stones in here. We clip it down a couple of times a year, and it's pretty secluded up here. It wouldn't be a bad place to rest for the rest of your time after your day comes. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty peaceful up here, and it's quite the view. That ridge on the other side all the way up over the top there, that's where we were just at, so it works out pretty good. Balbus back. This is where I hunt up in here. I got a little hut right here going out through here. Chatty, we just dumped some mineral and a block of salt right here just to get pictures all year and give these deer a little extra something. It's not like we're up in Ohio. And then we got to do the same thing. We change the batteries in the cameras twice a year to see what kind of pictures we can get. So yeah, I'm come down here every chance I get, which is quite often until I get into calving season. But hopefully the boys didn't get into the beer too much last night I should say, and hopefully my cows get fed where they're supposed to get fed. But I know Jebba and Jake, they'll get her done. Sometimes it ain't on time, but they get it done. They're pretty good boys. Yeah, this is going to be the last stop for checking stuff here. Now, this is actually a little spring right here. This runs all year round. And if you look close, there's that black stuff. That's a little bit of a coal. And there's like a little coal vein here. Even when it gets bone dry, this here will run all year round. It's kind of next to a deer trail that comes back up through here. So we get all kinds of critters and whatnot drinking here all summer long. More small critters than deer, actually. I noticed that. But yeah, it's pretty beautiful up here. And I know people always ask me, why do you always go to West Virginia? But until you've been to West Virginia, you can't knock it, because it is so peaceful. takes you back in time a little bit. It's beautiful. You get rid of the television, you get rid of some of the cell phone service, and it's really peaceful. It's a really good place to visit. Yeah, this is that cemetery right here again, but it's still, I guess, a public cemetery. I'm not real sure. It's on my property here, but I clip it down 2 or 3 times a year, and then the Memorial weekend, Labor Day weekend, people have little ceremonies and stuff here, come out and visit the grave sites and whatnot. So yeah, it's a pretty cool place. It's pretty peaceful up here. I told Jebba, you might as well just bury me up here and be done with it. He could just bring the excavator and shoot if he wants. I'll even get the hole dug before time comes. But this is a very peaceful, relaxing place. My property goes all the way up to that ridge that you're looking at right there, and then comes around. The house sits down there and comes around this way, and then we just come off of that last ridge up that way, and I got like 85 acres here in a big bowl. So it's pretty peaceful. Like I said, people should not knock West Virginia, because West Virginia is one of my favorite places to visit, and I would love to even retire down here someday, but I can't see that happening with all the cows and whatnot. So it's a good place, very good place. Yeah, Chatty and I are just out for a little bit of ride. We're about 4 or 5 miles from home. We run some back roads and whatnot, but here's one of my neighbors got a couple little calves here. The little one on the left looks like it's pretty well a new one, but we run these back roads and maybe have a beverage or two. But it's pretty nice and pretty beautiful country. So our little baby just stood up. That calf there is probably about 2 weeks old. But there's a lot of cattle in West Virginia that people don't know about. Each person don't have a lot of them, but they have some good ones. So I'm on video, and that number has to be moving.
This one.
Yeah, me and Chatty are out. We're 10 or 12 miles from home. We might have had a beverage or two, but just so you know, when you pee into the wind, this is what happens, and that really is not a really good thing.
No bueno.
Good thing the camera woman is not here today, or yeah, this wouldn't go over well. Yeah, Bob is back. Chatty and I just stopped. This is one of our stops, usually on one of these loops. We're just out riding. I'm guessing it's about 60 degrees. I don't know, you wonder why I got all these clothes on, because when you're riding, you don't burn a lot of calories, and you just kind of, yeah, it feels good to have all these clothes on. But someday you're gonna meet the real lady behind the camera on all this stuff. But just so you know, this is all of this. This is what she gets to handle all the time. So it is what it is. But Chatty and I, we're going to cut loose a little bit this weekend. Most of the time it's 99% business, well, maybe 89% back at the farm. But every once in a while, you got to go to West Virginia. You gotta relax. You got to enjoy yourself. But this is great country. We're about 10 or 12 miles from home right now, I think. So we're going to do a little bit more riding today. Get home, we're going to have a little bit of a good dinner. We always eat good down here. It's a good time. You got to get out and make sure anybody who rides knows you got to leave the trails or the back roads or whatever you want cleaner than when you went there. You never throw garbage out. Pick up a little bit of garbage and have a good time. Hey, Bob's back. We're kind of wrapping up our little ride for the day. We put on about 35 miles, and this is about 3 or 4 miles, maybe 3 miles, 2-3 miles from my house, and we're going to wrap it up here. And this is an old brothel house, they tell me, back in the day, back in the late 1800s, or you could call it a whorehouse, or you could call it a pay for a poke house, whatever you want to call it. But it's incredible how all this stuff really happened back in the day. And you know, there's 4 or 5 rooms in here. This is on land that is leased by my friends, that's the only reason we're back here, because I will not ever go on property that is I don't have permission to be on. If property is posted, I will not step foot on it. I will not ride on it. I will not litter on it. And that's what I expect people to do for myself. I mean, I post property. I expect people not to trespass, and I will not do the same thing. So, but yeah, but this is a cool old place back in here. It's off the beaten path. It's really neat how things happened back in the day, and just how people lived back in the day. I mean, these old places, if you keep a good roof on them, they'll last forever. Now, and just remember, treat people the way you want to be treated. Have respect for people and have respect for other people's property. I guarantee you, you will sleep better at night and your life will go better. Just remember that. Do not litter, and treat people the way you want to be treated. And life works out much better that way. But this is a great place to visit. Don't ever knock West Virginia until you've been there, because it's a great place. I try to get down here quite a bit, as much as I possibly can, whenever I can trust the boys at home to take care of business, because you never know about Jake and Jake. So, but we'll have another ride down here first weekend of March, before we get busy farming at home and calving and whatnot. Me and my 8 or 10 farming buddies, before everybody gets busy in the spring, we come down here and we go for a 50-60 mile ride in a day, and we have a good time. So until next time, this is Bob. Yeah, Bob's back. This is an old blacksmith back in the day, late 1800s. We're in the same hollow that we just came out of with that old that old brothel house up there. But yeah, you can see how that's the old bed frame, and the old bed's still in here from back in the day. But you could yeah, living back in the day was a wholly different. People had a lot of different wants and a little different needs, and I think it was more survival. But you could see this place was not very big. You know, it might be 20 by 20, but it's by a long time ago it done fell down and whatnot. But it's just different. People need to go back a little bit and look at their ancestors and how we were all brought here and put here, and why we're here, and how these poor people survived back in the day. So it's all good. But yeah, I enjoy this weekend trip every chance I get, and when I get a good buddy of mine like Chad come down with me once in a while, and we enjoy ourselves, we kind of cut loose and might have a good time. So yeah, we went back to my buddy's cabin and we found this gate kind of maybe down in that creek, that old strong tree they had it anchored to didn't work out so well, so we pulled it back up. We're going to temporarily put this back up again, and I'll give him a call on the way home. But this is Chatty doing our best with what we have. You can't tell, maybe Chatty made me drink a beverage or two today, so everything's good. We had a great time today. This is going to round out our adventures for the weekend. I'm not sure Michelle and the boys are going to let us leave home without them again, but you know what, you got to let off some steam. You're going to have fun, because tomorrow we'll get up early and it's back to work, and away we go. So this is all going to work out good, I hope. So we're going to go home now. It's like 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to maybe do a little back porch sitting and see if we can have a great dinner. Till next time, I thank everybody for watching my videos, and hit the subscribe button or the thumbs up button. All that does is let you know when my next video shows up. It don't cost you a thing. Thank you.